We engineer your future. At Temasek Polytechnic, we work with the top industry leaders so that you get your hands on technology when it's invented, not when it's printed on textbooks. At Temasek Polytechnic, cutting-edge manufacturing centers allow you to explore the future of Industry 4.0 before you even take the first step into the working world. At Temasek Polytechnic, students learn real skills that will help you fly high and go far. Our lecturers are your friends. They're also industry experts from around the world, here to use their extensive knowledge to expand yours. Here, all the resources that you could ever need to unleash your full creative potential are available at the simple tap of your Temasek Polytechnic student ID card. Feel free to remotely program our robots from the comforts of your bedroom or 3D print the product of your dreams. At Temasek Polytechnic, we make real, tangible contributions to society, such as the world's smallest and lightest hydrogen fuel cell, the first automated wearable artificial kidney, or our 3D printed dental crowns. Industry-changing ideas that were born and bred right here on our campus. Oh, and by the way, we're located right beside Bedok Reservoir, giving us easy access to our partner programs with SUTD and SIT, and of course, a really, really big backyard. At Temasek Polytechnic, we go above and beyond to bring the world of engineering to your fingertips. Whether you're into robots, drones, airplanes, race cars, or just dreaming up a whole new world in your mind. At Temasek Polytechnic, we engineer your future.
You have just watched an introductory video on our School of Engineering in Temasek Polytechnic. In the next 20 minutes or so, I will share with you the courses we offer and how our curriculum will help you achieve your goals and the opportunities awaiting for you. These are the courses we can offer to you. There are 10 diplomas and 1 program. The diplomas are grouped into 3 clusters. The diploma in aviation management, aerospace electronics, and aerospace engineering are in the aviation and aerospace cluster. The engineering cluster consists of the diploma in biomedical engineering, business process and systems engineering, computer engineering, electronics, and mechatronics. Last but not least, the Built and Environment cluster consists of the diploma in integrated facility management and a new diploma we have this year, the diploma in architectural technology and building services. You may also notice there's a program there, the Common Engineering Program. It is not a diploma, but rather, as the name suggests, a program that opens up the option for you to make your diploma of choice after you join us in semester 1 or semester 2. Here's our estimated intake number. One thing that stands out is the intake for Common Engineering Program. It's the highest with the intake size of 500. You may wonder why the number is so big. Because we know many of you out there, the secondary school leavers, are not very sure which diploma course to choose and may need more time to consider. So we open up our intake number for Common Engineering Program for you to join us first and decide later, as I have explained to you in my previous slides. But if you are very sure which diploma you like to pursue, my advice to you is to apply directly the diploma as your choice. Many may ask, what Temasek Polytechnic School of Engineering can offer to you? I want to tell you that we make a difference. I will share with you how the 4 aspects of our holistic curriculum will make a difference for you. I will start off with the experiential learning. We adopt a hands-on approach in our teaching. Many of our subjects are 40 to 50% lab or practical based. For example, some students experience designing line tracking robot in year 1. Some will learn to make Bluetooth speaker and bring them back home after building it. Some students even learn to assemble 3D printers in their senior years. And some went beyond to build a real eco car. Next aspect of experiential learning is internship. All our final year students will attach to our industry partners to work and learn and to handle the real world problem. This is to develop their confidence and skill when they join the industry after they graduate. To make sure our students are up to speed with the technology, we are well supported by our industry-driven learning facilities, which is our Center of Excellence. We are backed by the Temasek Aviation Academy, the Robotic Automation Center, the Digital Fabrication and Additive Manufacturing Center, where you learn how to print metallic objects, the Advanced Manufacturing Center, as we embrace the new era of Industry 4.0. And there are many more, but just to name a few here. When we talk about experiential learning, we want the class to be engaging, and thus our class size is small, 25 maximum. We adopted small group teaching facilitated by our friendly lecturers, so to allow students to cope with the transition in poly curriculum, which is a totally new learning experience for you as a secondary school leavers. Moving from experiential learning, I shall now share with you what is learning beyond classroom. We organize field trips to industry to broaden the students' learning beyond the classroom. We visited the wafer fab, the new water plant, electronics manufacturing plants, and these are some of the places to mention here. This will be something interesting to you, the free access lab. As you're picking up new subjects like the electronic subjects, the practical lesson time may not be enough for you to learn to use the instruments or to do your projects, and we recognize your learning needs. So we open up our free access lab for you to do your project, practice your lab skill, and gain the confidence in using the instruments so to get prepared for the lab test. Now, the best part is our free access lab opens till 9 p.m. on weekday during term time. So you have every opportunity after your class to gain the added practice you need. Another interesting and very unique program we have put in place for you is our Learning Support Program. Every Wednesday and Friday afternoon are usually free slots in the Year 1's timetable. We have this Learning Support Program for the Year 1 subjects like the Math, Electronic subjects, and Programming subjects. So students who require additional help are free to attend this session, and they will be assisted by lecturers or senior students if they have any question regarding what was taught during the lesson time. This is equivalent to free tuition class for those who need help in their schoolwork. Now, all these programs are put in place to help you to cope with the transition into a poly curriculum. I shall now share with you a video from a student how he coped with his schoolwork during his freshman year.
Hi there everyone, I'm Clarence and I'm a Year 1 student from Temasek Polytechnic School of Engineering. I'm currently in Common Engineering program and it has been a blast these past few months, making countless of friendships and memories, even with circuit breaker. The course workload is very manageable as the subjects are broken down into many parts for us to digest easily. Lessons on campus are also fun and enriching, from engaging in group work to performing lab experiments. All this helped me, as a hands-on learner, grasp the key learning points better. The lecturers and tutors are also friendly and caring that they would spend their personal time to help us clear our doubts. Some of the modules we take are closely related to what we learn in O-levels. For example, in engineering mathematics, we have topics on derivatives, trigonometry, as well as logarithms. For those of us who don't take A-Math or have forgotten, fret not, as the lecturers will start from the basics. Overall, I feel that my journey with TP so far has been a fun and fruitful one, and I hope I've given you some insights and look forward to seeing you in TP in future.
We have gone from experiential learning to learning beyond classroom. I shall now talk about what more than engineering we have in store for you. Besides your engineering core subjects, our curriculum is also designed to equip you with generic or life skills which are essentials when you step into the industry. This is done through a series of TP fundamental subjects like innovation and entrepreneurship, critical thinking, career readiness, communications, global studies, just to name a few. One important characteristic that we would like to distinguish ourselves from others is our care culture. We call our class the care group, and each care group is taken by a lecturer called the care person. The care person will take care of the students' well-being, assisting them in academic and administrative matters. We have our internal fundraising event called the Campus Care Network, where we raise funds for our very own needy students. Above this, we have a suite of student care services attending to your financial needs, career preparation, social, emotional counseling, etc. I've also earlier talked about Learning Support Program, the Free Access Lab, where we want to help you cope well with the transition to our curriculum. And all these are part of our care culture. For those who are able to cope with your studies, we want to develop your potential further by putting you through our Temasek Engineers program, where you will be trained and given opportunity to lead, to increase the technical competency through high engineering skills training. And at the end of the day, we hope to develop you with a heart to serve our community, our society, with what you have learned. From experiential learning to learning beyond classroom and more than engineering, we will get you out from our literate dot and prepare you with global exposures. Here's a series of overseas programs we have in store for you, ranging from days to weeks and even months. Our overseas internship program will last for 2-3 months or even 4 months. Community projects 1 to 2 weeks. Overseas study trip, global study trip will typically be around 1 week or a few days. We are very serious with our overseas program as we hope every Temasek Polytechnic student will make an overseas trip to one of these programs at least once in the 3 years of study with us. And what's beyond the 4 aspects of our holistic curriculum that we have shared with you? Here's a suite of financial schemes to make sure every of our students will have a peace of mind to walk through their learning journey with us. In the School of Engineering, we have dedicated scholarship called the Temasek Polytechnic Scholarship Engineering. What's so special about having a dedicated engineering scholarship? In our tomorrow's world, in fact, you are seeing it, some of this happening right now, robots serving food in a restaurant, drones flying around for surveillance, electric cars on the road, artificial intelligence, data analytics, so on and so forth. So in our tomorrow's world, we need a lot of well-trained, talented engineering people like you. And therefore, we dedicate our scholarship, Temasek Polytechnic Scholarship bracket, engineering. Well, this is something we are very proud of our students' achievement. At a national skills competition, the World Skills Singapore 2020, our student has achieved outstanding results in this category of skill domain, which is specific to engineering. It's a testimonial of our engineering competency and a good reflection of our curriculum to prepare students in the engineering field. Well, I've come to the end of my sharing with you about what we can offer to you from the School of Engineering. Do check out our social media on all the happenings around our school. We hope to see you in Temasek Poly. Thank you for watching, and I shall now open up for Q&A.
Hi. All right. Meanwhile, you might want to type your question, send your question to the YouTube live channel right now. And joining me today, we have in our Q&A panel, we have Aubrey. All right, Aubrey is going to answer you questions pertaining to the cluster build and environment. We also have Fok Heng. All right, Fok Heng is going to answer any question that you have in the aviation and aerospace cluster. And we also have Chap Mang. Chap Mang will answer to all the questions in the 5 diplomas in engineering cluster. All right. So meanwhile, send in your question through our YouTube live chat right now. We'll be most happy to answer them. All right. So to start off, Aubrey, just now we talked about just now I mentioned about a new diploma that we have, architectural technology and building services.
Yes.
Maybe you wanted to share this with the rest. Yeah, this is the new diploma in our school.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for giving me the chance. Okay. So I think like what my colleague Peng Chin mentioned, right? Architectural technology and building services is a brand new diploma that we are launching in April this upcoming semester, right? So just a quick overview for this. In short, we call it ABS, apps. It's very easy to remember, right? I think especially for the guys out there, right? You want the apps, okay? ABS. So for this particular diploma, there are 3 main areas, okay? Just to sum up, okay? So the first area would be digital architecture. So what do I mean by digital architecture is like, because now you know that all the digitalization, right, and all the data analytics, all these kind of things, right? So for digital architecture, we're actually riding on this wave of digitalization, where we are using design technology to design our building, right? So just some examples like building information modeling. I'm not too sure if you all have heard that before, BIM in short, right? So this is actually the new, in fact, not really new, like it has been in place in the built environment industry for a couple of years now. Okay, so so this is one key area that we are focusing on, right? And the other area would be performance simulation software. Okay, I'm not too sure if you all heard about this before, because buildings certainly cost a lot, right? I think you all know that Changi Jewel, in fact, it is in billions of dollars, right? So there's no room for mistake. So upfront at the design phase, we have to get things right. So we are training our students to be acquainted with all this whole suite of performance simulation software. Okay, so that's the first area. Then the second area, I think green building. You all might have heard of that. Green building is not only about grass, about vegetation, okay, but it is really about the comfort of people and also in terms of energy management. So we will share during the course as well on the range of green building assessment and the green building design. Okay, and the last one will be energy management and smart technology. So energy management, I think all of you being students, right, you know that if nothing's get measured, nothing will improve. Okay, so buildings also have performance. So we actually collect a whole range of data, and we see how we can further improve on the building performance based on this whole set of data, right? So I think in short, that's basically what ABS, or Architectural Technology and Building Services, covers in a nutshell, right?
Hey, thanks, Aubrey.
So,
Thanks,
yeah.
Aubrey. Yeah, we have a very good question right now coming up. What makes TP engineering worth taking compared to other poly? All right. We have to distinguish ourselves, as I mentioned to you in my slides just now, my presentation. Okay, one of the courses which is very big to us, let's say our aerospace course, they are CAAS certified. All right. Unlike other polys. All right. So again, these are all the unique features in different polys or whatever. But one thing I want to highlight to you is that what make engineering worth taking in poly. Remember, we talked about the care culture just now. All right. We spend a lot of time and effort trying to what you call adjust school leavers when they are coming from school leavers joining polytechnic, how to adjust to this poly education. We have a number of programs that I just highlighted over there. For example, the learning support program, our free access steps, so on and so forth. We have our care culture, and all this. We are trying to support you as a school leaver who, transit over to poly studying is a very new environment. We want to make you comfortable so that you are able to cope with your study, and then go through this whole journey with us, safe and sound.
Okay, on this question, asking about the difference between aerospace engineering and aviation manager. Actually, our course is aviation management. So mainly aerospace engineering, we prepare or train the student to prepare you to do licensed aircraft maintenance. So you'll be responsible for looking after and repairing maybe the aircraft body as well as the aircraft engines. Now, then aviation management, the students will prepare you for jobs at Changi Airport, airline management, and so forth. Then we also have aerospace electronics. So what's the difference? Aerospace electronics, we prepare students to deal with the aircraft electronics and communication system inside the aeroplane. I hope that answers the differences.
All right, just now I mentioned about we have some aerospace courses that CAAS certified. Maybe okay, you can want to share with us, what is this CAAS certified course? What is all this?
Okay, this CAAS certified course means that the Civil Aviation Authority has come and looked through our program and given us a certification that they will recognize the training that our students go through as part of the criteria to get a licensed aircraft engineer status, which means that typically normal poly graduate, if they graduate, they join an aircraft maintenance company like ST Aerospace. They will have to go through their training program and all this, which can run up to about 2 to 3 years after that. Okay, what we have done is that part of those training for the license, we embed it into our curriculum. So during the 3 years that you have with TP, you will actually so-called fulfill some of this requirement. So by the time you graduate, and if you completed the requirement, we will issue you a certificate of recognition that CS will recognize. And upon graduation, you join ST Aerospace. You don't have to go through that long a program. Your saving in time can be in the region of about 1 years. Okay, 1 over year, almost 2 years in total saving. So that's what we mean by CAS certified. You get a shorter training to become a licensed aircraft engineer.
Thank you for Huing. All right, another question over here is that how do we face the world workforce with artificial intelligence post-COVID world? Very, very relevant question. Let me tell you this. Our curriculum is constantly up to date with whatever happening. All right. Say, for example, artificial intelligence is one, data analytics is another one, robotics and all this. So all this in our curriculum, we constantly upgrade our curriculum to keep in together with times. All right, whatever that's needed. So some of our modules that the student were to take, we change our curriculum. Say, for example, data analytics, some of the common subjects they have to take, all right, to prepare them for tomorrow's world. That's one thing. Another thing is that post-COVID world. All right. Now, if you know that before pre-COVID world, we have lecture, tutorial, you come to school, attend lesson every day, face to face. But in the pre-COVID world, post-COVID world, we may be moving towards blended learning. Only when you need to come to school, face-to-face lesson, then you need to come necessarily. If you can attend lesson at home, maybe we attend lesson at home. So we call this a blended learning. All right, it's a blend between home-based learning and face-to-face. For example, practical lessons, most of the practical lessons, we need to conduct it face-to-face, so we have to come to school. So again, these are some example how we change with time, to keep our curriculum together in sync. I hope that answers your question. All right.
Yeah, so for the artificial intelligence,
CEP program, right? CEP program, how do you learn in year one? As I mentioned, CEP is CEP in short is Common Engineering Program. It's not a diploma. It's just an option for students who are not too sure which diploma to join. To choose when so they join CEP first, and then after that they gain better knowledge of the diploma, then they make their choice. Now, to align our curriculum, our subjects in CEP with the rest of the diploma, that means to say that if a person joins direct a diploma, his SEM 1 subject is the same as the CEP subject. So meaning to say that, let's say in SEM 2, you join the diploma and you choose and join the diploma, and you have no added subjects that you need to take, but you continue to go together to move along with the diploma in SEM 2 onwards. So that means to say that the course is common. There's no extra module you need to take when you transit to the diploma. All right, so I hope that answers your question. After joining CEP program, what available course to you in year 2 to choose from? As I mentioned to you, CEP program is only the first year. All right, at the entry, you're not too sure which diploma to choose. We have course streaming in SEM 1 and SEM 2. All right, some of the courses, if you pick, you get stream it and join them, you will join them in SEM 2. Some other courses, you may join them in year 2. But again, these are options available to you to make the choice after SEM 1 or SEM 2. All right, so it's not a diploma that can last you through CEP 3 years. There's no such thing. But ultimately, you will graduate with the normal diploma. It's just CEP is just phasing in. Join us first, then you decide which course you want to choose. Rather than at JAE, you decide and then you make your choice. Unless you're very sure which diploma you want to go. Otherwise, it's best that you join CEP so that you will be exposed to the course talk, diploma workshop. Okay, and we also have what you call decision making tool designed by our career and guidance team. That tools will serve to give you a reference which course suit you better in terms of your strength and weakness, in terms of your passion. All right. So these are the things that we have in store for our students in CEP.
okay, I would like to add on to the question on the artificial intelligence. So as Mr. Ho has mentioned, our curriculum we updated from time to time. So in fact, TP has just added a new center called Advanced Manufacturing Center. And there are many subjects that inside the engineering cluster, which is computer engineering, electronics engineering, mechatronics, biomedical engineering, have added the subject called artificial intelligence in different form. And also students will get to learn things like edge computing and machine learning. All right. So this is to prepare our student ready for the new wave of the advanced manufacturing or industrial 4.0, so that Singapore can move even at a higher ground of the manufacturing and be more competitive. So our student definitely with the facility, the new facility that we have set up, will be more competitive, all right, in terms of looking for their future career in the area of post-COVID, of advanced manufacturing and Industrial 4.0.
Right.
Okay, this question asking whether aviation management consists of pilot training. Okay, the program itself here at TP, we don't train pilot, but we allow students taking aviation management to be attached to the Singapore Youth Flying Club, subject to their admission requirement to go and learn how to fly and become a pilot and eventually get a PPL. Okay. Not only the aviation management course do, the other two aerospace, electronic, and aerospace engineering course also allow the student to be attached to the Singapore Youth Flying Club for 1 semester to get their pilot license. Now, this question asking which course to recommend if interested to get an ATP L later on. Okay, among the three, aviation management will allow the student who selected to go to the Youth Flying Club to get a PPL, and if successful, to continue on in the so-called another semester to take on some module that will help them to get this ATPL at a later stage.
Well, there is definitely a lot of learning experience if you join us in the Temasek Poly School of Engineering. But other than schoolwork, all work, no play, make Jack's a dull boy, right? All right, TP has it's a very vibrant campus. We have more than 100 CCAs, all right, ranging from performing arts, sports, interest group, community services, and so on and so forth. So you know, the life of a student here is definitely not boring at all, right? It's not all work and no play. And you may came to know that the Temasek Polytechnic, what has a very good scenery. Our backyard is a Bedok Reservoir, all right? So we can have dragon boat, you can have kayaking or whatever. Just launch the boat at the back of our backyard. You should be able to do all these what you call fun activities. Is there a support system for students with physical challenges? Yes. All right. We are friendly. We want to make our campus friendly to everybody, inclusive. All right. In terms of if let's say student encounter physical challenge or whatever, so we our campus is really made to help all these students. Not only that, visually impaired also. So these are things that we have upgrade our campus facilities to support them. I don't know which engineering diploma to choose. What advice? My advice is to you join common engineering program, and you will get to know the courses. The course team will give you course talks from for different diploma, and they expose you to different workshops. All right, so that you know whether which course suit you better. And not only that, as I mentioned just now, our career guidance team has actually designed what you call a decision making tools. All right, where you can use that tools to find out your weakness, strength and weakness, and match that, all right, to the different course. And then that will give you a reference of, okay, which course actually suit you in terms of your passion, your weakness, your strength, and so on and so forth. So this is my advice to you. That's why common engineering program are cut for you. All right, another thing I also want to let you know that we talk a lot about the course. I just want to let you know our TP, Temasek Polytechnic environment. Do you know that Temasek Polytechnic is set up in 1990? All right, 1990. We are 30 years in business. All right, back in 1990, we only start out with 734 students. But in today, all right, we have, guess how many? 14,000 students in our campus. All right, out of about 37 full-time diplomas, right? 14,000 students. So that's how big our student population is today compared to 30 years ago. All right. And talking about big, big. The Temasek Poly campus occupies 30 hectares land space. That's equivalent to 30 football field. And we have 3 gates: the west gate, the east gate, and the main gate. The distance between the east gate and the west gate, 1 kilometer apart. That's how big. All right. So, well, I'm trying to fill you up with a lot more information about environment. Hopefully you will like it and distinguish it from the rest. Because there's a question. Yeah, we have a reservoir, and that's a very nice scenery. Yeah.
Wow, Ping Chun, you're talking about old times. The aerospace, electronic, and aerospace engineering diploma started in 2009 with 3 classes. 2020, yeah, we now have
past
grown
11 years already. Yeah. That's how long it is, man. Right.
Okay, got a question. After 1 semester, can we still continue to obtain the full pilot license after at a lower price? Okay, this PPL training offered by Singapore Youth Flying Club, typically when our students go there and they get attached for 1 semester, they will go and try to do it as soon as possible. But most of the time, they will take slightly longer than 1 semester. So most of the time, in reality, the student would have graduated from us, but they continue on with the so-called remaining 1 month or so of flying to get the final PPL training. So yes, you can. At a lower price, okay, I'm not too sure what you mean by lower price. All this PPL training at Singapore Youth Flying Club is actually heavily subsidized. And who is the big sponsor? RSAF. So actually it's very heavily subsidized. So even as you go on, it will be, as long as you meet their requirement, you're on the training, is actually at a subsidized price at Youth Flying Club. Okay, there's a question about, other than the CAS cert in TP, what other things make TP different compared to other aviation courses? Okay, other than the CAS, we have in TP is actually LTT training, where our students from both aerospace engineering and aerospace electronic, they will be attached to LTT, Lufthansa Technical Training, and go through 1 semester of aerospace maintenance practices. So that training comprises of theory as well as workshop, hand skill, where our student will be equipped with very good grounding skills that on aerospace maintenance practices. So this is something very unique and very different from the other polytechnic aviation course.
Okay, let me just take on this question, right? So if I want to be an architect, do I join ABS? Okay, so ABS once again is Architectural Technology and Building Services. Okay, the truth of the matter is that for this course, okay, let me just say ABS in short, right? It doesn't really train you to be a full-fledged architect. I have to be very frank with this, because the whole structure of this course, as I explained earlier on, is pretty broad-based. Yeah, because at a poly level, we wouldn't want to go too in-depth in a particular area, right? So that said, to answer your question, definitely there's opportunity. If you, I mean, after the 3 years and you realize that, yeah, I want to pursue and to be a full-fledged architect eventually, you can, there's an option to pursue an architectural degree, right? Because in our course, we have certain design elements, right? Even though it is not a big part of it, but there are certain design aspects of like perhaps buildings or in terms of sustainable design of the building, like just I mentioned, green building design, right? Also that there's a particular module where in ABS where you have to design a building from scratch in a sense, right? So we'll give you a plot of land. Then from there, you analyze the climate, the weather, all these kind of factors, right? And also the usage of the building, right? So from there, then you come up with the building massing, the shape, orientation, all these kind of things. Then from there, you slowly flesh out, right? You build up the building, right? So eventually, then perhaps you can look at the internal layout, all these kind of things. Yeah, there'll be exposure definitely for you to be an architect after you graduate from ABS. Yep.
All right, continue to pose your question. Yep.
Oh, we have a question on do you need to have knowledge of aerospace in order to join the aerospace, electronic, and aerospace? And not necessary, okay, as we actually will prepare our student to get the necessary knowledge to join the workforce. So our program actually first year is actually cover fundamentals. Then the second year we go into specific theory of aerospace, engineering topics, and so forth. Then the third year will be the practicum, where we will attach a student to LTT for that hand skill training for aerospace maintenance practices. And in the final year, final semester, they will be attached out to the industry for student internship program. So not necessary to have knowledge. We will prepare you during the 3 years here. Maybe another fact I can share is TP has a fully operational private jet that is approved for licensed aircraft maintenance training. So that's another thing that differentiates us from the other polytechnic courses. Okay, we have a question. What internship will be offered in TP Aerospace Engineering? Okay, the internship will be, normally what we do is we will allow students to so-called choose what kind of broad areas that they want to do their internship. And then we will also get from company offers, and then we try to do the mix and match between what they're available from the industry and what the student want. Typically, some companies will want to shortlist and interview the student. So what we do is once we do some internal sorting, we will send our student resume to the company and then let the company do their shortlisting, and necessary they will call up our student for interview, and if there's a match, the student will be offered an internship placement. So typical companies in aerospace, we are looking at ST Aerospace Engineering, Rolls-Royce Engine, SIA Engineering Company, Pratt & Whitney, some of the internship company. And for research also, we do send students to NTU Research Lab for doing some research work. So these are some of the internships that are available for aerospace engineering.
Suddenly, there's one question that comes to my mind. We have a MRT station near our campus, right? What's the gentleman? What is the MRT station's name?
Is it Tampines West?
Tampines West.
West or East? West.
Tampines West.
Tampines West.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right next on the eastern side of our campus.
Right. We have a close MRT just beside our campus, Tampines West. Yeah, that's something for everyone to take note of. Yeah, coming to TP is convenient. Or definitely. Definitely. Will TP have a mix of remote and on-site learning? As I mentioned before, I think we have to go into a mode where, in fact, at the moment, our tutorials are mostly the home-based learning, and practical lessons are face-to-face in the lab. So this is what we call, blended learning. All right. So there will be a mix, but it also depends on the subject as well. But what I can tell, yes, there will be a mix. Okay, so
Right. So I suppose that we have shared quite a fair bit on the various diplomas that is available in our engine school. Right. So if any one of you are interested, definitely TP is quite big, right? So there are many other diplomas that are available. Also, if you want to check those courses out, please feel free to access our TP Open House mobile app, right? Which you can see the QR code from the screen over here. So you can just feel free to download, explore, and surf around, right? And get to the course that your heart truly desire, like what my colleague Beng Chin mentioned earlier on. It's really your passion, your strengths, right? So hopefully that helps you. Okay. So I suppose it is a good time for us to close off this session, or since there are no. Yeah, okay. There's one question that just come in. Okay, HBL will still continue and lab sessions will still be in school. Yeah, in a way, it is, but okay, the thing is, things are rather fluid, if I may take up this question, right? Because we also really look at the situation, I mean the contents of the subject, right? And we rationalize and assess if HBL is still good, and or if the student need to come to school to have a more optimal learning. So hopefully I've answered that question, because there's really nothing cast in stone over here.
right.
But my colleague mentioned, Beng Chin, you'll be a blended kind of learning. Yeah.
All right. I also want to add on is that because TP is in the what you call Institute of Higher Learning. All right, we train students to go to the industry, and also we encourage lifelong learning. All right, if you look at the space right now, lifelong learning, a lot of courses are actually home-based. I mean, in Coursera and all these sort of things. So I think we also need to train our students in our HBL face-to-face learning or blended learning. We also have to train our students to be a lifelong learner, so that when they graduate, they're able to take on some of these courses as they grow up. So these are something that will be part of the training. All right, it's not part of the requirement of the curriculum. If you look at it in another angle, it's just part of the training to prepare you after you graduate to be a lifelong learner. All right, that's all I have.
Okay, I suppose that, just now I was just halfway through and the question come in. Okay, so I think, now it will be a good time for us to close the session. And on behalf of the panelists, we really hope that you have taken away something useful, something informative, right, for you to truly decide on your next phase of your life. Okay, when we really hope that you choose TP, definitely Temasek Polytechnic. Okay, then if not, then it just leaves me to wish all of you all the best for those who are taking your O-level results. Okay, right? Get your A's.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, right. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.